I stand firmly in the fact that I'm one of the best to ever do this. For the culture, for my coast, and for my city. This is the Best Rapper in L.A.Podcast. And I'm your host, Murs. What up, though? What's up, y'all? Made some mistakes. Shout out to the homie that emailed me or DM'd me, said, what's up with the So Comfortable episode, the Road is My Religion episode. And So Comfortable was part of the Best Rapper in LA year anniversary. I knew that. And I was like, I had no idea where was my religion, but I guess I fucking didn't. I talked about the glasses that I had on the tour. And funny enough, I was debating whether to release the next episode. So part 2 to the Breakthrough episode was going to be a lot about the Murs For President tour. And I overshared, I believe. So I was debating whether to put it out. And right up into this moment, I can maybe retell the story of the tour whilst telling the story of Road is My Religion, because it all fits together. And I can maybe withhold shit that doesn't need to be said.
Yeah. Now this one right here is dedicated to all the road warriors. To everybody that got to go out on the road every year and make their money the spring and the fall. Their 45 city tours. You be in Idaho one night, in Portland, Oregon the next day, up in Anchorage, Alaska, then in Australia for 3 weeks. It's like this.
Let it be said that I was out in a very lustful state of mind. I'll leave it there. And I had never done a tour where I was the headliner, had my face on the bus, sponsored by Zune, Microsoft Zune, if you remember those PC iPod players. I was giving out engraved Microsoft Zune players on the tour, sponsored by Rock the Vote.
The world is so much bigger than you, and there's so many people that don't have a voice, and you have a voice as an American. Why wouldn't you vote? Go in, vote. It's over. It's done. It doesn't hurt you. It only helps you and generations to come.
Was able to take out a full crew, cameraman, merch guy, tour manager, everything. One of my favorite tour managers of all time. And she was a woman. Thank God. But I was messing around and I wasn't feeling right in my lower extremities, you know. Sorry, pause. It was maybe TMI for some of y'all. Extreme pain, and I was pissing blood. But I had set out to go on this tour saying that I was going to fuck as much as possible. I was finally out of a relationship. I had no commitments. I was single, childless. I was ready to wild out, and my homies were encouraging it. I'd never done it before. They had been friends with me throughout my rap career. Some of my rap friends were like, yo, bro, what the fuck? And I was like, you know what? Word. I got to get it in right now, you know? Because I always still wanted to be married with children one day, but now was the time to, you know, and I definitely wasn't very rooted in my faith. So complete disconnect. But I think, you know, maybe that was the case for me. Like the higher I got in visibility, the further I got from being rooted or grounded to what matters to me. I'm definitely rooted in the church and in Jesus and all that stuff. So I was farthest away from my roots, from the ground as far as height of my fame and height of my sinning. Well, I guess I wasn't drinking. I wasn't drinking, and I had a very clean diet, and I was very healthy as far as like exercise. I was, you know, gym rat, cardio, not just, you know, for once, not just weights, because in the hood we was always like on push-ups and weights and programming, but I'll say mentally and physically fit, but spiritually sick. And I was in extreme pain, and so every night of the tour, almost every night of the tour, I performed. I would lay down all day. It was so bad, like I was peeing in a hotel, and I was in so much pain, I ripped the towel rack off the wall. On the bus, I did the same thing, and then later my tour manager was like, "Yeah, I would, you know, because you're on a bus, so it's moving around, you're jiggling around, and pee gets all over the toilet. If anyone lives with men, we can barely get it all in the toilet. Especially if you live with little male humans, barely get it all into it. Now imagine being on a bus and hangover or just tired, stumbling out of your bunk to pee in the middle of the night. And then she was like, I would clean up after you. So the crew didn't see, but there was blood everywhere. Sometimes my underwear, Like when I perform, I could feel blood shoot out. You know, and if you see my performance, I'm jumping around, I'm jumping around, I'm jumping around. So that's the scenario for the Murs For President tour. Every night I was told, or every night I would, after sound check, I would go to the ER and they would test me for something else. And I don't say every night, but I'd say about 8 to 10 times, because the tour started in San Francisco, went all the way north to Vancouver, all the way east to upstate New York, all the way south to Miami, and back to the West Coast, L.A., and everywhere in between. It was a long run, and I was in pain and sick until we got to Dallas. So all the way north, all the way east, all the way south, and when we got back west to Texas, I was able to like have, you know, I think intercourse and just pee without problems. Like when you have to think about on your tour, you're thinking about I would only pee 2 times a day, before when I woke up and after the show, just because the pain was so extreme. It turned out to be a raging UTI, as one doctor said. But rest in peace to my cousin Yvonne, because she was a doctor. And when I got to DC, I was like, in the cousin way. This is what's going on with me. And she was like, what has worked the best? I was like, they gave me this medicine in Minneapolis at the ER, and that gave me a little relief for a couple of days, and then it ran out. She was like, I'm describing, take double. And she got me the pills, and then like I said, but it still took about 2 weeks for me to be in the clear. All that was to say, this was a tour I told myself that I was going to be the most lustful and conquest-driven and fucking like crazy, and that's what God gave me. Needless to say, shortly after this tour, I was married, and we'll get into that when we get to Forever. Excuse me if any of this repeats, because I'm trying to bridge the gap between 62 and 64 with the new episode 63. But once again, I feel like it's God. Like I was debating whether I should release that 63 episode as is, and then this morning I get a DM, and also I've had Instagram on my phone for a couple of days, but this morning I had to do some work, and I saw this DM that came in. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't do Road Is My Religion. What a perfect way to tell the tour story without shaming myself and my wife too much, but still driving home the point. But the point is, I was in the most pain of my life, and I did not miss one fucking show. I never canceled, because this shit is in me. This is what it is. This is, but this was not even the worst tour of my life. Second to worst, but the worst tour of my life, I was completely healthy. But yeah, this shit was painful, but the road is my religion.
Oh, I just love it cause my life's so public. My business in the streets and they think nothing of it. And no, I'm not complaining, I'ma keep campaigning till I reach my goal or I go insane. The road is my religion, I'ma keep on sinning. Hope to God I'm forgiven for the way that I'm living. The roads and the women and the wheels keep spinning. Still I won't be forgiven for the way that I'm living. The road is my religion, I'ma keep on sinning. Hope to God I'm forgiven for the way that I'm living. The roads and the women and the wheels keep spinning. Still I won't be forgiven.
I had this hook in my head for years, and didn't age well. But I wrote this hook for Kid Rock. I was a huge Kid Rock fan. I'm one of those people, I can separate the music from the man, especially before I knew the man was a piece of shit, because I already had a chance to internalize and make the music part of my life. Man.
What up, America? If you're ready for President Trump to take the stage, I need everybody to stand up. I need everybody to put a fist up in the air. Everybody, get a fist up in the air. Now follow me.
Whenever y'all put your picture away when we went full country with Sheryl Crow, that song slaps. Woo!
Living my life in a slow hell. Different girl every night at the hotel. I ain't seen the sun shining.
I heard that, and I think that's when I started coming up with Road Is My Religion. And I never found the beat for it. We were in New York, and I was at a bank or something. And I ran into Mr. Man from the Bush Babies.
Yeah, what am I talking about? No, I said the other day, we never have a thing and used to move on away. But now we make a flex and I try to get pay. I might name them a cause, say the youth gonna stray. But remember we, when we never have no money, remember we, when we never have no CD, remember we, when we never have no party, remember we, when we used to live a country, remember we, when we never have no money, remember we, when we never have no CD, remember we, when we never have no party.
And Mr. Man's one of the few rappers that were involved in a similar religious sect that I was involved in for a moment. Or at least I thought I heard he was. But before that, I was always a fan. Mr. Man from the Bush Babies. Bush Babies' first and second albums are dope. To me, one of the dopest groups of hip-hop, another trio. But Ambushed and the Love album, Love album after that, both of those are, to me, great records.
Brooklyn to present my rep, lyrically deep like sleep. I rock hard like Led Zepp. I take steps and leave impressions on planets more complicated than life, so rappers cannot understand it. Talking that hardcore shit, but I don't buy it. Sit down, eat your slice of pizza and be quiet, cause all that noise you talk is not needed. I cut heads off at the knees and leave them all defeated. So stay seated or get deleted from the program. Let it be known I don't follow cause I'm my own man, with my own plan, cause the mind is infinite. We got 4 minutes, so everybody get with it. Bush baby, Bush baby. Y'all know we rock thorough. Yeah, we rock thorough.
So I run into Mr. Man and he has beats now. And I'm like, oh shit. Yes, I want a beat. And then when I got that beat, I was like, this is Road Is My Religion. I found the beat. Animal Style was like that. Breakup Song was like that. Road Is My Religion is like that. Very important songs that I had words for. I just didn't have the beat for. Cause stop. You know, in high school, and before there was a million producers and this shit was so easy, I would write rhymes because you had to have rhymes and songs ready because no one's, you know, in 1992, 93, and 94, like in high school, no one was giving out beats. So that was some of the few songs that just came to me. And that's why I had someone on my team try to ask Kid Rock. I don't know if we talked this up. We had a Grammy party and my publicist would make me go out to shit. And my team was like, I think we talked, I don't know if I pulled up to the Grammy party for Warner Brothers in my Murano. And, you know, basically my people around me were like, you should park that around the corner. Don't pull up. And I pulled up in like some thrift store jeans and this thrift store tie-dye crew neck I had kept for a long time to the Grammy party. Motherfuckers in tuxedos and suits. First time I think T.I. and some other people were there. It's just like, okay, these are famous rappers. And Kid Rock was in the corner with 2 girls. I swear, dude, I'm not joking. I think they were in the party in bikinis. He had on a fucking fur coat with no shirt and a hat, full Bob Ritchie, fucking, that's his government, like full on. Smoking a cigar indoors with his glasses on. And then somebody from my team approaches him, and I'm like, you gotta ask him because he has to sing the hook for Road Is My Religion. And I also believe that was another song on this record that would have been a hit with his, probably because he would have added some direction to it to make it even better, and hit just with his voice. And he tried to talk to him, and the dude literally turned around and blew cigar smoke in my homie's face. And I'll always respect my homie for taking that for me because he could have fucked him up. My homie's not no punk, but he just kept it G. And that was the first sign that I should have jumped off the Kid Rock bandwagon. I think I did after that. There was no coming back for me for that. And that's before his politics got all fucked up.
We the people, and all we do, reserve the right to scream, fuck you! Wear your mask, take your pills, now a whole generation's mentally ill. Man, fuck Fauci. But COVID's near, it's coming to town. We gotta act quick, shut our borders down. Joe Biden does, the media embraces. Big Don does it and they call him racist. We the people, let's go around and
Trying to get into some like sing-songy shit. Oh, I just love it. Cadences and melodies that I was kind of learning from Terrace.
It's like this.
I got my bags packed, sitting by the front door. iPod, laptop, socks and drawers. The stuff that you need when you out on tour. Home for 1 month and gone for 2 more. I'm a rolling stone that's gathering green, cause my homes is known for packing in teams. And from show to show, I'm glad to be seen. But my home is home, I'm lacking that skin. But on the real, I got some bills to pay. My cable just got shut off the other day. Voicemail got 1 million messages to play. Homies and the haters got a whole lot to say. And oh, I just love it cause my life's so public. My business in the streets and they think nothing of it. And no, I'm not complaining, I'ma keep campaigning till I reach my goal or I go insane. The road is my religion, I'ma keep on sinning. Hope to God I'm forgiven for the way that I'm living. The roads ain't the way.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, man. Oh, I just love my life so public. My business in the streets and they think nothing of it. I'm not complaining. I'm going to keep campaigning until I reach my goal or I'll go insane in it. And it's talking about like going insane or missing the mark. This Murs For President tour was supposed to be with a couple more prominent rappers that are still very famous and were on their way or already famous. And I was at a point where they wanted to co-headline tours with me. And motherfuckers got word. 2 very prominent groups that have gone platinum. One artist has gone platinum and one artist is a group that's gone platinum. Like, they were like, yeah, we'll co-headline with Murs. Because you have to understand, during the time when nobody was touring because of the insurance issues, rap was just getting back on the road. But me and Tech, Atmosphere, ICP, LP, Def Jux, we are already on the road in America. We that was our bread and butter. And this is when the industry is getting a little more fearful of Napster. I'm probably working on cutting the deal for Spotify. They're trying to do 360 deals. I didn't mention that. That was another reason I left Warner, because if I stayed as well, like, once again, I didn't get dropped. I asked to be released. I could have stayed, but if I stayed, they were going to encourage me to take a 360, strongly encourage me. Like, you can stay here and get shelved and not get worked as much because you're not giving up a percentage, or you can get a 360 deal. And for me, that was also a no-go because I'd spent so many years of building up my touring. You know, my touring didn't increase because of Warner Brothers. So I didn't want to take the 360 deal. It didn't make sense. But I mean, I get it now. Like, I was thinking they wanted 50%. They only wanted it to, but if they take 10 to 20%, I was at a lawyer at the time, was taking 5% of my income and my management was taking 15%. So that means what? 10%, 15% from let's say 10% from Warner, 5% from my thing. So that's, and 15% for that, and then another 5% from my account. So that's 35% of my money gone. And I don't think people understand, like, and those are low percentages. When a big name artist asks for $1 million a show, almost half of that is gone, and then half of that is gone to taxes. So, like, their gross, half of that is gone to their management. No, and that's crazy that your management, to me, it was crazy. My management didn't take their percentage off of my net income. They took it off the gross, knowing that I had to pay my lawyer, knowing that I had to pay my booking agent. So for a show, you pay your booking agent 10, your accountant gets 5, the label gets 10, that's 25. Your management can take 15 to 25. Let's just say it's 15. So 40% of your income is gone. 60%. And then you're taxed. If you make over a certain amount, you're taxed 50%. You may be taxed 30% or whatever the tax is, wherever state you live in. You know, that's a small piece of the pie. So now you have your net of 60%. And then the government takes 30%, 20 to 30 to 50% of that 60% of your overall asking price. So that's $600K off of your $1 million, not counting what you pay your DJ, your stylist if you have one, your security, your hype man, and travel and accommodations for everyone. That's the life. So when this person gets $3 million a show. Hold up. Accountant. I forget, the accountant gets another 5% if you have a big accounting firm or you pay them hourly. Accountant, lawyer, label, management, Uncle Sam, and I don't call it entourage, support. That's the price of doing business. I wasn't ready. We had been on the road doing this. So when I say these 45, 55 city tours, like this is our bread and butter. But major label artists looked and were like, the platinum artists I was supposed to tour with were like, Wait, these motherfuckers were like, he's doing 5 shows in a row? He's doing 5 shows in a row? No, we need 2 shows and a day off, maximum 3 shows. No, I think they're like maximum 2 nights in a row, then we need a day off. I'm like, my dude, we can run 7. I'll run 7, especially on bus tours. I'll run 8, 12. I'll run 12. Then I met Tech, and I went on tour with him, and it was like, oh, yeah, 27 shows in a row with no hype man and fierce juggalos waiting to boo you. I was screaming so much, I ripped my fucking inguinal wall or whatever it's called. Yeah, that was a trying tour. Still not the worst tour I did. It's still not as bad as the Murs For President tour. But we were outside, and those signed artists were like, nah, I'm good. I'm not doing it. We were doing something that no one was doing. And that's how we, a lot of them made our living. We built our community, our fan base, because you'll have a lot of fans in Boise or Omaha because you're the only person that shows up. Motherfuckers don't do tours there. So we were able to fill in the blanks. And I think that's a lot of the success, aside from their immense amount of talent, but a lot of the success of Atmosphere and Tech Nine and ICP is they were touring these small markets in the Midwest, and they were of the Midwest. So people like, this is us, and we're great, and we don't really have a presence in hip hop at this moment, outside of Chicago. So this is it. If you're from North Dakota, when Slug says Minneapolis, you still feel like, I'm gonna stick my chest out, and rightfully so. Like, this is one of us. Similar accents, similar upbringing, style of dress, whatever. Like, these are our guys. If you're a emo, sensitive, coffee-drinking kid, you're in an Atmosphere. If you're a party rager, outcast kind of kid, you might be in a Tech or ICP, like, or with a hidden streak of, gangster in you, get Tech. And if you're just a complete weirdo, ICP, which I'm a fan and respect all 3 of these artists. They had an immense impact on my life, extremely influential. But the road was our religion.
The woes and the women and the wheels keep spinning. Still I won't be forgiven for the way that I'm living. I'm on a Delta Continental American flight, and I won't be long, so I pack light. But still, I might miss you in the way that I kiss you. Gotta know that I love you, cause I left my heart with you. The night before I leave for a couple of weeks, hear you crying in your sleep, taste the tears on your cheek. It's sweet, but still bitter. The emotion that it triggers makes me miss my woman and a home-cooked dinner. And I wish I never had to leave, perform for these crowds with my heart on my sleeve. But you still believe, and they say you naive, so I gotta keep the faith every breath that I breathe. It needs to be said that it's just not easy. Every night, different city, different women wanna please me. I keep it true when I walk on through, say my prayers and go to sleep after talking to you. And the road is my religion, I'ma keep on sinning. Hope to God I'm forgiven for the way that I'm living. The woes and the women and the wheels.
I'm going to keep on sinning and hope to God I'm forgiven for the life that I'm living. The woes and the women and the wheels keep spinning. Man, when I came with this melody, I thought I was doing it. I started trying to listen to country. I'm doing the song on the road where I'm trying to plant as much sinning as possible. I'm on a Delta Continental American flight. Is Continental still a thing? I don't think so. I say Continental on Looking Fly and Rose My Religion, no longer around.
Looking fly like Delta, fly like Continental, known to take flight on a fly instrumental, fly super fly, I leap over skyscrapers, write fly rhymes on sheets of fly paper, Peter Pan fly, never seen a man fly, think happy thoughts while you...
Night before I leave for a couple of weeks, hear you crying in your sleep, taste the tears on your cheek. It's sweet but still bitter, the emotion that it triggers, make you miss my woman and a home-cooked dinner. I wish I never had to leave. Yeah, man, when you have a good woman at home, and there's a void when you go on the road. There's a void for her because you're gone, but she still has her routine. There's a void for you, and this is a routine you're kind of familiar with, but it's a new tour, new people, some new songs, maybe bigger venues, maybe same venues. There's a little bit of routine to you, but for a man, at least as me and a lot of men I know, in a monogamous relationship, we're good. At least for me, I've always been good. I'm good regardless, but I'm at my best if we have a healthy, intimate relationship, or we're being intimate multiple times a week, and you're making love to your partner, and it's healthy. That's healthy. To me, that's a healthy relationship. And then when you go on the road and it's gone, it's not so much that you want to step out on your partner, but it's not like you're going to war. or even I always do the deadliest catch reference, but you're not even on a boat with a bunch of men. You are the object of adoration or adulation, if that's correct, of rooms full of people, anywhere from 100 to 30,000, depending on the level of your career. Within there's a nice looking woman, or if you're whatever your preference is, there's a nice looking human in there that would love to make love to you. You miss your partner, and you miss the regular intimacy. If your partner's been meeting your needs, now your needs aren't met, and there are people in that room that really would love to meet those needs for a night. It takes an extreme amount of discipline, which isn't taught. And if you don't have a father figure, and if you don't have a guide or a mentor, and you're taught as a man that why should you? A lot of it, especially in rap music. So, it's not what the Bible says, but I definitely wasn't rooted in the word, as we said. So yeah, but this is telling the other side of it. Say my prayers. Damn, I'm doing a lot of praying on this record, and I needed it. Say my prayers and go to sleep after talking to you. I keep it true when I walk on through. Yeah, like there was a time when my mother told me, like, I know you, I raised you, I know you're a good man. But even I would have a hard time as I was going through things with different partners I had over the years about touring, like their mothers and sisters, and telling, like, do you think he's out there being faithful? Do you think he's actually, ain't nobody that faithful? And I was a lot of the, like, still when I was in a relationship, the worst thing I ever did was make out with another girl. Never had sex. And then I told on myself. So it's just like, I was trying, but my mother had to make me wish, like, it doesn't matter. I wouldn't trust you, and I know you, and I'm a woman. So just take that. And I'm like, fuck. So when you have the peanut gallery, as I said, like, hating on you as well as her suspicions, then you feel like, why not? A lot of guys, I've seen a lot of dudes just giving up. Well, then why not? She's going to think I'm going to do it. I might as well do it. I've seen people tell, like, as long as it doesn't get back to me, fine. Some women are like, as long as you just hand jobs and oral, fine. As long as you use the condom, I've seen the gamut. But what I know is what God says, and I also know is that I've never seen it work out. It was cool for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, but in the end, usually tells the guy that's not enough. Inch becomes a mile. Like, that's not enough. And that's another thing I saw too is I think I read some wrestler's book, like, it was like, yeah, it got to like one girl a night. Then I wanted two girls at the same time. Then I wanted two girls at the same time twice in the same day. It's just, it got out of hand. And then, pretty soon, I don't know if it was him, but someone was like, or somebody told me like that. And that's how it becomes like, you become deviant. I'll just leave it at that. And I'm like, oh man. And everywhere I look, that was more true. Like, your girl's cool with it till she's not, or until you're not cool with something she does because she says she was cool with that. And it's just like I said, the holy books of the world, not just the Bible, but a lot of the books preach of chastity or of loyalty to one partner, monogamy, and you can believe the whatever, or you can believe the word, but whether it's because of God says so or just because it's just a universal truth. You know what I mean? The Bible doesn't. The Bible could say anything about gravity. It's gravity. Whether you believe it because the Bible says it or because it's a fact of life. And in my experience, it always bites you in the ass. But touring is weird because it's called being with someone. You're together. Are you guys together? Yes, but you're not together. Next one is stand at the truck stop watching the Hicks redneck drivers look at me spit. I'm like, this is the life I chose. 100 days. When you do the math and you realize how long you're gone, it's crazy. 100 days at home, only 200 on the road. And I start to miss it. It's just, to me, yeah, it's a job, and I got addicted to it. The money is good when you're up, and I like the driving. I like seeing small towns and different places. Like getting snacks at the rest stop, something's good. But just getting out and just being in a different place, driving through the Midwest is beautiful. All that amber waves of grain or whatever shit, that shit is dope, man. Purple Mountains, Majesty, you got to see that shit, man. If you live here and deal with all the bullshit, you might as well get the natural beauty on Indigenous Peoples Day as I do this. That's been here pre-Columbus. pre-colonizer. Like, this is a beautiful place. This is why they wanted to stay and shed blood to steal. The indigenous peoples of this country had a great thing going. God really showed out. I mean, all places where humans didn't build fucking cities and shit is amazing. And coming of age in a metropolis and having a heart for the natural, and whether it be like my partners or like I was always on my diet, like I've just been natural for my hair. Like I'm just into nature and natural shit. So I love the drives. I love meeting new people. We did Iowa State, I believe, on that run. And it's just like, man, I just love, like, they're called the Cyclones. I'm like, man, that's a red Cyclone. That's fucking dope. We're performing in the parish, I think, on the campus. And funny enough, it's the city that my wife moved to when she first immigrated to this country from Brazil. And her dad was studying at Iowa State. But before I knew any of this, and I'm just like trading, like after Cal State, I traded my hoodie for somebody's. I was like, told it was somebody's boyfriend. I was like, yo, give me your sweats from this school. Like Iowa State Red Cyclone. That's a fucking ill ass name. It's not an animal. It's just, it was a dope show. It's just like energy and moments like that. When I got to the waiting room in Omaha, Nebraska, I'm still friends with the owner of that place. And he still, like, he doesn't come to any shows, but he comes to my shows. And we offered him, I put it on the list of my last tour, and he's like, yes, fuck yes. Like, he's the first person to get back to my agent when she sent out the email. But I was like, almost immediately, like, yes, tell Murs whatever, and I'll be there. Like, we just have a beer and fucking talk. Like, I've seen him grow his business, and being a staple in downtown, or not downtown, but the strip in Omaha. I've seen that strip blow up. I love it, man. That's what I love about the road. But now with wife and kids, I don't want to do it anymore. But it's just yes, I can see how men like want to redeploy or get hooked on fishing or love driving a truck. Like, I'm one of those guys. I don't like really cleaning up after myself. So like, and that's another habit I had to unlearn from being on the road. It's like, I leave a mess everywhere because usually I leave a mess and then in the morning I got to clean it up. I clean it all up. Or if I'm in a hotel for a couple of days, someone else is going to come in and make the bed. But I'm used to like coming in, leaving shit everywhere, take a shower, throw everything, and then I wake up in the morning and repack and get back on a bus or go on a plane. So cleaning up behind myself, like on a regular basis, I have to like constantly remind myself, because for more often than not, I've been in various places every day. It's funny because I don't know what stories I've told on this one or the last one. I should have listened to the last one before I did this one. But that was a moment where I had a breakdown where I got off the elevator, and I'm walking down a hallway in a hotel, and I remember which room I was in, but I didn't remember which city, state, or day it was. I knew I had a show. I knew what time I had to be in the lobby for the thing, and I immediately, like, because I went to the room, and usually they have the address on the phone, and they didn't have the address on the phone. It's back still when there was no, like, cell phones weren't like that, and I, like, called my mother. And I had to, like, seriously be like, I don't know where I am or what day it is. And I think she cried, and I was just like, this is crazy. Like, you really start to lose your mind. I'm just at the end of this, like, long stretch of busyness for me. And I sat in the hotel lobby after Ground Waves in Tulsa on Thursday, in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I booked it. Like, I'm booking I don't have a management team, so I'm booking my flights and my Expedia and my travel for my oldest son and I for the past few weeks. And I'm doing a lot of dates and lots of times. And there's martial arts for each kid. There's drawing. There's all kind of trips and stuff for them on the daily and coming up and things I have to pay and finally submitting my taxes and looking for fucking 1099s, all these things. And I'm booking these things. So I booked the hotel for the night before by accident, for the 9th instead of the 10th. So I get to the thing they can't find. And also, when I walk into a place, I look houseless, especially in Oklahoma. There's not regular people who look like me. So they're always like, what do you want? You have a room where? I need to see your ID. I need, and I get it. And I'm like, all right, man. And they can't find it. And I'm like, oh, do you have a confirmation number? Yes, I have a confirmation number. And there's, you booked for yesterday. So now they're a little bit at ease. So then I'm like, okay, hold on, give me a second. I'll cancel that rebook for night. Can I just book through you guys? Oh, it's cheaper if you use Expedia. Back up, use Expedia. Standing right there in the hotel. They wouldn't let me cancel it. So I'm like, cool, I'm out. Whatever, 180, 200 bucks. Fuck. Still, family of 4, sole income. This money has to last us until next year for the tour. Like, I'm on a budget. Fuck it. Take the L. Not gonna get mad. Book it again. I booked it for the next day. It's 10 p.m. on the 10th. I have a 11-year-old with me who hasn't ate his dinner. We just got dinner. He's been traveling since we left L.A. this morning at 9 a.m. We landed in Arkansas, got a Turo, and drove to the open mic in Tulsa 2 hours from Northwest Arkansas. Did the last groundway, so it went a little long. He listened to me talk to so many people. We got him some lunch, but he hasn't eaten. He didn't like his lunch. But he's a soldier. He's not complaining. We go get him some food. We get to the hotel about, like 10 something. So I booked it for the next day. So I go to the counter and I'm like, yeah, it's not popping up. It's not popping up. Then my credit card's not working for incidentals. And I'm like, fuck, is my credit card fucked? Like, oh, fuck. No, credit card's not working for incidentals because I booked the room for the next day. So I said, no, now you booked for the 11th, not the 10th. And I'm like, fuck. Now they have a shift change. And Layla was so helpful for me. Like, right when her shift ended at 11, she's like, bye. And I'm like, fuck. So now I have a new older white woman who I'm going through the, are you homeless? What's this guy's problem? He has a kid holding a bunch of food bags behind him. It's just like, she sees I'm there for business. She's like, okay, book it again. So this time I said, okay, I showed her the dates. I'm like, I got the right date. Because now I know I'm out of my mind. I'm like, I have the date, right? I have the date. She said, yes, that's the right date. It was the wrong fucking hotel. So we had to leave and drive to another hotel. It was the hotel I originally wanted, but 3 times. I mean, that's how fucked in my head I am. So this is the last tour. 4 kids that are, basically homeschooled. No nanny, no babysitters. Full-time groundways, full-time the show for UMG, and full-time my own rap career. Like I said, traveling with an 11-year-old, still keeping him on his regimen of scholastic activities while driving through parts of the country that I'm kind of familiar with now. And just like the roads more like I got to know ins and outs. So like Avis will tell me, we prefer you basically not to use a debit card. I don't fuck with credit cards. I don't even know if I could if I tried, but I haven't had a credit card in a long time. They prefer you have a credit card, but they let you in with a debit card. I'm in Northwest Arkansas. We just finished 4 years of the Groundways program. 4 years. I've been flying to XNA. That's the NWA, Northwest Arkansas Airport is XNA. So I fly into XNA. Been flying in and renting cars from Avis for 4 years now. And like sometimes Avis is sold out, I'll use Turo. But I six times a year for 4 years. That's 24 times. So about the 18th time I'm renting, this year I'm renting from Avis. I come in and the lady looks at me and I could tell from it. She's I've rented usually from this old blue-haired white lady. I say, God bless you, ma'am. Thank you very much. We have pleasantries. It's usually her, but there's been a couple other people over the years, but they've like come and gone. But she's been the staple. That woman's still there. This younger white woman, I come in and I can instantly tell she's mad about something. And it's one of those things where it's like a different kind of racism. Like, I think it's like I've learned to pick it up from, because I had a reveal when I was doing some marriage counseling with a woman who was a white woman. And she was giving me a hard time and really siding with my ex-wife on a lot of things. And I just took it and like, okay, you're shaming, you're doing this. Okay, cool. Listen to this CD. Read this handout. I was giving her notes and feedback. And I was fucked up. I had my issues. And she goes, wow. You're not like by the 4th time, she's like, wow, you're not really being argumentative. I'm like, no, you're get paid. I'm paying you and you went to school for this shit. And the truth in it is resonating with me. These are the things I'm fucking up on. I got it. Thanks a lot. Wow. Yeah. I was married to a black man from Double. I was like, oh, fuck. Was it. So when I picked up this woman at the counter, I'm I'm a Pisces. I feel like I can sense shit. And I'm like, yeah. Her attitude instantly, like she's not unfamiliar with black people because I know that type of racism. This is like, oh, I don't like you people. You guys are like this type of vibes. And I'm like, fuck, man. So I'm like, yes, ma'am. How are you doing? Like, I know what I have to prepare. And this is part of being black in America or brown or whatever your thing's, fat, ugly, however you see yourself. This is my struggle. I'm not whining. I'm just like, this is what I'm prepared at. And I always leave space because I could be wrong. But there's nothing wrong with me approaching it and being overly nice. I was like, I know I got to be nicer than normal. Still. Credit card. We don't accept debit cards. We have to do a credit check. I said, ma'am, this is my 4th year renting from this very counter in this very airport. I do it 6 times a year. Never once has anyone run my credit. I was like, I have an email of receipts. We do this every time. I was like, I have an email full of receipts. And right now I'm on time because I got to drive to Tulsa and I don't have time. And I also know I'm still in XNA. And this is an airport. I get loud or whatever. It's a real problem. She brings her manager over. Yeah, we wouldn't rent to you without doing a credit check. I'm like, and I look at the older white lady. She's there. I'm like, I've rented from this woman multiple times over the past 4 years. She knows me. And she just played like she'd never seen me before. It was ill. So when I'm at the hotel and my credit card's not going through, I'm like, what's going on? Maybe there's something really wrong with my credit card and that lady back at XNA was wrong. No, I just had the wrong night. She doesn't like me for whatever it could be because she just really hates black people, or she just doesn't like black people with dreadlocks, or she just doesn't like people named Nicholas. I don't know what the fuck her issue was. But because of her, I do Turo. And Turo's a whole nother beast. Turo is, if I could do a commercial, I like it. I like it too because it's still connecting real people. Sometimes I meet some cool people doing Turo. Sometimes I meet some creeps who put air tags in their car. But it's basically you rent a car from a human. Usually it's a human that owns a car lot, or a human that has more than one car. But you rent it from a human, not a corporation. And I love that. And I should have used it. But sometimes it's a little more expensive and you can't do one-way travel. So now I'm stuck. I should fly into Tulsa. I usually try to fly into Tulsa, Arkansas, and get a one-way, do groundways in Arkansas, do groundways in Tulsa, park the car, drop off the Avis car at the Avis in Tulsa, and then fly to Colorado to do the last groundways of the week. And that's another thing, too. It's like, ma'am, I've rented from here at least 18 times, and I've done one-way rentals. There's not more trust than that. You're trusting me to take your car and drop it off to another location. It's not even a round trip. And it's and what they usually do is if they're trying to get, if you have a Texas car that someone drove one way from Arkansas, Texas is trying to get their car back, from what I understand. So that if you can get it to Tulsa, then it's like cool. It's not like to get the out of state cars out of state. Keep it moving is what I figure. So some ways it's helping them, maybe not. But sometimes I'll get upgraded. They're like, well, shit, it's a Mustang. That's the only Texas out of state car we have. Would you like to accept that? But that's what I'm also saying is like, this is the intricacies when you're addicted or have a life of being, when the road is your religion. Like the amount I know about Expedia, flying, when TSA tries to give me Prime, like this, it's like this everywhere. I'm like, no, motherfucker, you've worked in the fucking Oklahoma City Will Rogers Airport your whole life. You have no fucking idea what it's like at LAX. You've never been to LA. You podunk piece of shit. Small-minded motherfuckers, shut the fuck up. Just tell me this is the way we do it here. Don't tell me that this is the way they do it everywhere, because it's fucking not. And I wouldn't lie to you, bro. I'm not going to hold you. But I've literally been around the world, and you're telling me that no, it's because I'm black, or you're having a bad day, or you don't like my tennis shoes, whatever. Or this is the way you guys do it, and your manager has a specific way they like. Cool. Don't try to act like you're more well-traveled than me. Just tell me what I need to do to get on the flight. When we take this air of, you don't know shit, because I think also, too, they're talking down to me because maybe I look like a person that's never been on a plane. Like, this is not my first rodeo, bitch. I'm Cowboy Carter, ho. No, it's cute. Never.
From the fields to the lights, she rode into town with dreams in her heart and her hat pulled down. They called her Cowboy Carter, So
But I never did TSA pre-check. I like the parts I like. I'll try, like standing in line when I get to listen to more music or a people watch, or like I'm not usually in a rush, so I don't mind. I never was into TSA. I got clear for a little bit because just traveling with the kids, and we were at the back of the line, and they sold me on it. Denver airport's a fucking mess, and I think they work in conjunction with clear, because you'll do anything not to wait in that line. But even Denver, I'm cool. Like I'm cool, man. Like I'm cool with waiting. I'm cool with being by myself. I'm not cool with authority figures, and especially authority figures who've done nothing or to earn it. And TSA is a problem. A lot of agents are a problem. I know some cool guys or people that work for them, but the organization itself is problematic to me. I'm glad they're there to protect us from any assaults or whatever it may be, but they need some sensitivity training, customer service training. Like, you know, it's whack a lot of the times. But it wasn't that bad. Like, I think I can make a friend out of anyone. You're nice, you smile, you crack a joke. At least even if they're a piece of shit, they're less of a piece of shit when you're being kind and letting them shit on you and not smile back and smiling back even when they don't smile back. This Arkansas, like everywhere I used to go, they were like, "Can you hold up your hair?" And they would try to like scan my hair. Like, this is a spiritual thing. You know, I'm not as tight about it as some of my Rasta brethren. You know what I mean? I don't wrap it up, and if people want to touch it, like if your energy is good, I'm good. But even TSA, like people are like, "Excuse me, I'm sorry, I gotta touch your hair, I gotta wand your hair." But most of the time, like, don't fucking touch my hair with your shit. Like, just don't. Like, don't. Arkansas, every time the dude would like flap my hair up disrespectfully, and it like puts me in a position where I don't like to be touched by people anyway, especially people in uniform. And I'm like, you know what? I got pre-checked just because. And now it's like, I got a pre-check so my dreadlocks are safe. Like, did I put a bomb in it? They're like, shake it. You know, check out your hair. Can you squeeze it? I'm like, bro, what the fuck? You know, so I got TSA pre-check, and haven't had my hair touched since. So I was, you know, doing the necessary things, but it's just funny. Like, now everything's good, but now they're taking pictures and there's photos, and it's just like, man, I was telling a young person that I mentor, like, I come from the era that I used to walk in and buy a round trip ticket in cash and go through the metal detector. And I was always randomly selected, but that was, you know, like part of, you know, traveling while black. But I never had anything on me, so it's cool. My grandfather, like, virtually kidnapped us. He went to my mom when I was 4 years old. He came to my house and told my mom, because she thought it's her dad. She needs a break. He came and picked us up. I'm picking the boys up. My brother wasn't even 1. I was 4. And he took us to Florida, to Tallahassee. He left her house and said, "I'm picking them up, picking the boys up," and then took us on a plane. You could just walk on a plane. Like, that's how hijackings were happening. Like, before there was a time when there was no metal detectors. There was a time when you could go to the gate, walk people to the gate, even in the metal detector days, without having a boarding pass. You could go to the gate. There were lockers in the airport where you could lock your things up and come back and pick them up. This is like slowly moving us into this militarized, like, new world order. Now there's cameras everywhere. They can see you on facial recognition. Like, it's weird, man. The flight attendants have gone from like waitresses and waiters to fucking almost TSA. I need the feet area by your feet clear, because if there's something and you need to run off, what? My tray table needs to be down for what? And you have to say it, and like, it's not even saying like, I remember when it was like, "Sweetie, hun, sir, ma'am, could you now? I need your tray table up." Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I would just be like, don't talk to me. I don't want water. Don't talk to me. Don't touch me. I don't leave my seat back. I don't take my tray table. I don't want you motherfuckers talking to me. I just paid $800 for the seat. Are you fucking kidding me? And you're going to come through like I'm in the drunk tank, or like, this is county, we got to line up? Who the fuck are you? Like, it's travel has gotten crazy. Bringing it full circle, that's why I love The Road Is My Religion. Shout out to Andre Lowe, who gets onto the side of the plane and has a special service. One day I'm saving my ducats to be able to afford that, so you never have to deal with that shit again. It's a ridiculous way to travel. But road is my religion. Like we definitely, if we're on a van tour, we try to put the whitest looking people in the front so that when people are driving by, we don't get profiled, knock on wood. Like, I've had some run-ins with the law on driving, but it's never been much because I don't have anything illegal. So I don't smoke weed. I don't have weed with me. When I've had weed with me, we've heard that story. Like, it's not mine, and I'll definitely bang on motherfuckers I don't want any problems with the police. I didn't come this far outside of the streets, the little bit of the streets I was in, to have to deal with the police. Coming back from South by Southwest, I had a dude pull me over, and like, I'll just tell these motherfuckers, like, bro, like a dude pulled me over, like, what'd you pull me over? Oh, you're going 77, like, pass me up. It's always, I don't speed. I'm not into none of that shit. Like, I'll speed if I know, like, I can see it's a long stretch where there's no cops, there's no bushes, and there's no danger. Like, I'll go. When I had the SL 500, like, of course I'm gonna push it. I'm a red line or whatever. I'm gonna max it out. But usually, I'm cruise control, maybe 2 minutes, 2 miles over the speed limit, because you can pull over, but you can't get charged money for that. Nobody wants to pull you over if they can't charge you any money, unless you're black and they think that you're holding or have a warrant. And then that's where they get a little pissy with me, because I don't have any fucking warrants. I don't think, knock on wood, and I don't have any contraband. I don't have any weapons or drugs, or a woman that I'm taking across state lines for sexual purposes. Sorry, it's fucking zilch. Get back in your fucking speed trap, bro. But no, then they get a little perturbed. So the guy, come from South by Southwest. Like, I made this drive so many times in my life. You're going 77 and 75. I was like, I know. So, do you want to give me a warning? You want to write me a citation for? You can do it. What is $5? I can charge you $5 for every mile. Oh, well, fucking give me a $10 ticket, bro. What are we doing, man? Or give me a ticket, leave me alone. I'm gonna ask you to step out of the vehicle. For what? Well, I can do this, and you have to wait longer. I'm like, yeah, let's get out of the vehicle. So I'm with my ex-wife at the time. I'm like, look, me and my wife, where am I going? I'm coming from South by Southwest. Where are you going? Well, me and my wife are in the car. Do you have your registration or something? I'm like, I have to ask my wife what it is. What do you mean you don't know about your registration? I said, I don't know. She does it all. I don't do any of that. I earn the money. She fucking spends it on the shit that we need. How long you been married? You've been married long enough. I said, look, man, check this out, bro. And I got closer to him. This is the thing. When like, I'm not a dumb motherfucker, bro. I was like, and this is like the second or third time I told this to a cop, like, I'm too close for you to fucking pull anything. If we can't talk civilly, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. Straight up, bro. We are gonna get down right here. And maybe you got me, maybe you don't, or maybe you're gonna be the dude that got knocked out. And I'll sit here and wait, but at the station, you're gonna be the motherfucker that got knocked out. Or it's gonna be a fight. Like, most people don't. At a point in my life, I really enjoyed it, bro. Physical confrontation and connection, and that, like a fair fight. If I have to, so I'm like, bro, like, you're pressing me for no reason, man. Go the fuck back to your car, and let's both go leave here with no incident. Cause you got the right one today, motherfucker. Like, I'm not for it. And usually it calms down. In Iowa, they pulled us over in the Prius, no tent, just like we're on the way for the in-store for Felt 2 or Felt 3. And the guy's like, do you have any guns, drugs, or illegal aliens in the car? I was going 76 and a 75. He drove past me, saw me, slowed down, got behind me. So I said, you saw me, drove past me to get the person that was speeding in front of me. That's why I moved out of your way, because this asshole just cut me off too. Then you saw who I was, and then you slowed down and got behind me. This is a brand new fucking 2000, this is probably 2009, 2010 Prius. What do you think we have in here, bro? I think I did early Instagram. I did an Instagram story from the front seat of his car, because he's like, can you step out? And he's like, I don't understand you people. My best friend is black. He's from Senegal or something. I'm like, he's not black, bro. Number one. And number two, I don't give a fuck. You pulled me over because I was black. And then when I that's what he said. That's what it is. My ex-wife, we just got engaged or married, or one or the other. And the dude said, do you know why I pulled you over? And I said, because I'm black. I think she like screamed a little bit, like, and like, then the officer said, what'd you say? I said, because I'm black. And then he went into, so could you step out of the car? You sit in the front. You want to get in the car? I was like, yeah, I'll sit in the front seat with you. well, I talk to your wife and get some answers. I'm like, I'm not answering shit. Fuck off. Fuck you. It was just a real, like, I was like extremely like, yeah, bro. Like it was, but these, like, I'd take that over those few interactions. I take any day over fucking TSA than a rude flight attendant. Cause I feel like I'm trapped like in a tube, and they will land the plane on your ass and escort you. Like I'm not trying to go to the feds. I'm not trying to do nothing, but like if it's hand-to-hand combat with like I've been dealing with the police my whole life, but anyway, we've gone off topic. That's the song. The road is my religion.
No, I'm not complaining. I'ma keep campaigning till I reach my goal or I go insane. The road is my religion. I'ma keep on sinning. Hope to God I'm forgiven for the way that I'm living. The roads and the women and the wheels keep spinning. Still I won't be forgiven for the way that I'm living. The road is my religion. I'ma keep on sinning. Hope to God I'm forgiven for the way that I'm living. The roads and the women and the wheels.
The beat is dope. I got to work with Mr. Man from the Bush Babies. I forgot what he went by. It's like Mad Trucker or something, and I forgot he changed his name. Why did I yell Mr. Dibs at the end of the song? Apparently I yelled Mr. Dibs at the end of the song. And I have no idea why.
Man, you don't know about Chippy Buns, Mr. Dibs. What up, from Australia, the first of them to go over the road. And yeah, remember that time we was and you had that shit? Oh, that was me. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, I was like, intro is crazy. I'm so sorry to every girl didn't call back. Like, when I started to get to the point where I started thinking, like, when girls would come up to me in cities and I'd be like, oh shit, like, I don't even, as I got sober, I'm like, oh shit, I don't know if we slept together. How fucking insane and rude and what a piece of shit am I? Like, we've been as intimate as you can be with another human being, and I don't even remember your face, not to mention your name. That was another reason, like, I definitely was, like, trying to go celibate on the Murs Revenge tour, and, like, I just, like, I feel horrible. And that was me making light of it. And then Chippy Buns, I'll explain just in case it wasn't on the other. And my kids love Chippy Buns. They love Mr. Dibs because I told them about Chippy Buns. But we'd be at an AM, PM or some come and go, Quick Mart, whatever, Quick Trip. They make burgers or hot dogs. And he was on the Atkins diet in the early 2000s, late 90s, early aughts, late 90s. And he would take the meat, and then me, Blueprint, Ali, I believe BK are in the back seat. And he would just go Chippy Buns and throw them over the shoulder, over the seat. And we would grab the buns and put chips in them and make sandwiches. And so that was Chippy Buns. So I don't know how I ended up telling my kids about that, but they love Chippy Buns. They want to meet Chippy Bun Man, Mr. Dibs. But yeah, that was always a fun. Mr. Dibs, he's been coming up a lot lately. I gotta call that motherfucker. What a great guy. Shout out to Brad. His wife is a better person, but he's cool too. All right, y'all. Peace. Thanks for listening to the Best Rapper in L.A. podcast. Make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing on Spotify, Apple, wherever it is. If you like the show, leave a review on Apple Music or Spotify. And to support the podcast directly, go to patreon.com/MURS316, Murs316. See y'all next week. Peace.